What's approaching the supreme moment, reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you.
Hey, what's going on? I'm gonna test out the new Boss Rush 4, and this is pretty much the team I'm going with. I am going with a Super Saiyan 3 category team, and also included the Intelligence Super Gogeta because he does benefit from 90% boost to attack, defense, and HP, as well as a I think +3 key boost or +2. I can't remember exactly, but let's see how this event is. I actually did this yesterday, but finally have a chance to kind of talk over it and record and edit, or whatever the case may be. Basically just playing a lot of catch up right now since there's so many things to do right now. I mainly just wanted to get that strength Gohan to 100% first, just go ahead and knock that out and kind of go from there. This is going to be, obviously a longer video than normal, so, I'm kind of going to run through it and talk about stuff anyway, but, let's talk about the upcoming stuff. I mean, LR, Super Vegito and Super Gogeta are dropping tonight, and it's gonna be pretty insane. I think I know a lot of people are excited about it, and we'll just have to see pretty much how things are with that. Hopefully I get kind of lucky. I did get shafted in the Tech Vegito Blue banner as well as the Strength Rose banner. I didn't get either one, even though I burned through about 800 Dragonstones, so hopefully I get some better luck this time and pull the cards I'm looking for. But this event, I'm kind of glad they finally decided to release new events, because the bosses up until Boss Rush 3, they're definitely outdated by now, and it's kind of nice to have newer boss events to come up. Obviously with this team, I do have a pretty solid setup, so I'm not really struggling for the most part. But yeah, it's definitely nice to have a little bit more of a struggle in a way, I guess, compared to what it was before. And yeah, I know pretty much all you guys are playing catch up with, all the stuff going on right now, and it's just crazy as hell how things are happening, but it's always good to have new stuff come around. And I think last week was a little bit slow in JP, so I guess it's calmest before the storm, you know what I mean? All of a sudden they released everything at once, and we've got the summons for the dual Dokkan banners coming up later on today. I think it's 6 p.m. Pacific time, so it'll be 9 o'clock for me. I thought about streaming, but I'm not really set up correctly for that, so I'll probably just do your typical video and kind of go from there. But yeah, this event is definitely going to be definitely longer than my typical video, so hopefully I don't run out of shit to talk about, I guess. But I think this team is definitely one of the most consistent for me right now. Just that attack boost of 170% definitely helps for, I think its attack and defense has a boost of 170%, and then HP gets a boost of 130, so it definitely makes things a lot easier. And I know not everybody has the Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, and not benefiting from that maxed out leader skill, but I think my alternative I thought about using was the Revive Warrior category. I do have a pretty decent setup for that, and a pretty solid amount of cards to work with. But I think the Super Saiyan 3 category team is definitely a better heavy-hitting team overall, so that's kind of why I went with this format. I might actually have to end up using an item here. We'll have to see, but I was planning on doing this without having to use any items, but we'll have to see with that, because my HP is pretty much 50% at this point. And I know I still sound a little bit sick. I've been still fighting it. I'm pretty much recovered for the most part, but having that bullshit, almost like allergy kind of shit, but just kind of getting through it. And you know, we'll see if I get better in the next few days. I hope everyone's being careful about it. Apparently the flu season is worse than it typically is in the U.S., so, you know, just be careful out there and not get anything or catch anything from anybody. You know, it seems to be a little bit rampant this year, so. Anyhow, definitely had to use the item, unfortunately, but I mean, it's whatever. It's actually my first time going through this, so as more time goes on, you know, maybe I'll test myself and see how much faster I can get through this, and see if I can go through it without using an item. I mean, I just kind of went with I wouldn't say generic, but just my standard Super Saiyan 3 category team without really going into it without a strategy. They're consistent enough in terms of firepower and defense to where I don't really have to worry about it too much, so that's kind of why I went with that team. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on, and you know, we'll just have to see how we're only in the first portion of the 3-year anniversary, and there's going to be a second portion coming up, and there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out with it, and who the hell knows how the pull rates are. That's really what it comes down to. What I'm really thinking about is, it's good that, I mean, I don't know if it's confirmed officially, but it seems like the LR units for Vegito and Gogeta are going to be featured units in the banner, as a banner card pretty much. So I'm really hoping that they do have the SSR pull rates, and it's going to be easier to pull them. Obviously it still depends on RNG, but like I said, I got shafted last time, so hopefully the luck came back around, and I'm able to get at least one of them. So we'll have to see with that, you know what I mean? And speaking of, I do want to do live streams at some point, and I just want to get set up properly before I kind of roll that out. I just want to make sure everything's done right, both technically and visually, I guess. And I have an Android phone, right? So I'm looking for a good screen capture or mirror software or app. I've been looking around for a little while, and I haven't been able to find a good one. I do plan on using OBS Studio for my desktop to be able to capture the stuff and get it set up with YouTube live and whatnot. But the last remaining piece for me is to be able to find a good screen mirror app for my phone. That's the only thing I'm lacking. And if you guys know anything about that, definitely let me know. I think I don't care if it's Wi-Fi based or USB based. I just need to find out how the hell to use the damn thing, really. So as long as I get that working, I don't really give a shit in terms of how it's being captured. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as it gets captured, it's pretty much all I care about. So if you guys know anything about that, definitely let me know. I definitely want to use like the chat box and have a nice visual layout, and have the phone screen in the middle, make it look nice as hell, and kind of go from there. But once I get everything set up, I'll definitely do that. And I guess another thing I could talk about is, I really haven't had time yet, because all the 3-year anniversary stuff has come out for JP, but I definitely do plan on using the private server for my global account for showcase videos and whatnot. I do have all the files I need. I just have to sit down and set everything up. And I'm not going to talk about it now, but I will give out the contact information for any questions or how to get a private server kind of thing. I'll just let I'll just let my man handle that. I'll put the contact info in every video that uses, the private server, and that way, you'll be able to hit him up on Instagram and ask him questions like, how do I get one, or what do I need to do to get one in terms of the process, and I don't know, bottom line is it does cost money, so that's definitely something to think about too. But like I said, I'll put it in the comment section as a pinned comment for every video that I use the private server for the showcase. That way, you guys have a point of contact for that every time. I'm not really gonna handle any of those questions. Not only am I not technically capable of answering questions like that, but it's just gonna be easier for me to just let the guy handle it. And I will go ahead and say I'm not really affiliated or partnered with this private server thing. I just happen to decide to use it for my own purposes, and I don't mind sharing that kind of stuff with all of you guys. It's not like a magician and you can't reveal the secrets kind of shit. I mean, a resource is a resource, so if you guys want to use it, by all means, go ahead. I'm not gonna hold you guys back on it. Just keep in mind it does cost money, so don't expect to get one for free. That's the only thing I will say about that. But in terms of how to go about it, whatever, any questions you got, all you got to do is contact the guy and go from there. So that's pretty much all I got to say about that. I'm kind of excited about that though, because it's going to open up a whole new dimension of how to do showcases, on not only an optimal setup, but more of an efficient format, to where I could probably do like weekly or bi-weekly or whatever showcase schedules, and just pick out a random card to start with. I have a couple in mind that I want to do starting off the bat, but the format I'm going to go with is basically, for every video I'll have like 4 options for you guys to kind of pick and decide on which one of you guys want to see next. Now, whether I'm going to put that in a comment or just have like an external website for having polls, I might do it that format, to where you just click the link and pick out which one you want to go with. That might be easier for me. That way, instead of tallying it up, I'll just kind of see what the final numbers are in terms of percentages voted on. And that's kind of the format I want to go with. I definitely want to make sure that all you guys are involved with that decision making in terms of what you guys want to see. I definitely do plan on kind of going with that format instead of me deciding every time what card to showcase. I think it'll be better if you guys had that ability to decide what cards you want to see. I think it'll make it more worthwhile. And I always like active engagement with my subscribers, so that's definitely something I'd like to do. But yeah, this thing is taking forever. I'm like trying to come up with shit to talk about, and I'm starting to run out of it. Other things to talk about, I guess, is, and I'll cover this in a video later on, is what card I'm going to pursue with the LRs. I'm not going to talk about it now, but I do have one in mind that I'm going to push for over the other, and I have my reasons for that, but I'll save that one for another video. This one is more or less just talking about current events and random stuff. I will say the leader skills are fucking nice as hell for both LR Vegito and Gogeta, and definitely want a copy of myself and be able to play around with it. Let's talk about something more general while we're at it. In terms of the lifespan of Dokkan Battle, how many more years, how much longer is this game going to survive? That's a good question to have, because obviously it's not going to go on forever, but at least for the immediate future, it's looking like it's not going anywhere. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, and I don't want to give an answer to that because that means it's going to come to an end at some point. That's not something I want to think about right now because I love playing this game, and it's part of my pretty much daily routine. So without that routine, I don't know, I might go into depression or some shit, you know what I mean? So who the hell knows? Other thing is, I've been playing the fuck out of Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and that game is fun as hell. I've been waiting for a good fighting game that I could just pick up and just kind of play every, I don't know, like 30 minutes to an hour a day and just kind of have fun and just put it down and get back to Dokkan Battle. But I like the gameplay on that thing. It's a lot of fun, and I do plan on uploading videos related to that, and I think that's also something I want to incorporate live streams on. I'll probably alternate between, doing live streams on Dokkan Battle and doing live streams on Dragon Ball Fighter Z. So that'll definitely be an upcoming change that'll probably happen. I mean, I could easily do the live stream for Fighter Z because, it's on my Steam machine. I don't really need to do a whole lot setting up. I mean, it's pretty much the way it is, and I could just get right into it versus, having to set up my Android phone into OBS. I mean, that's kind of been a pain in the ass for me, so I'm not quite sure how to go about it. Hopefully I can figure it out soon so I can start streaming on a more regular basis. But yeah, I'm still practicing. I kind of suck at that game as of right now. Definitely have to practice more and get better. I haven't really done the online matches. I've been focusing more on the offline campaign or story or mission portion of it, and just kind of getting familiar with the gameplay mechanics a little bit better, getting familiar with some strings and combos and whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like a balancing act. I mean, I do work for a living. Like right now, I'm in my lunch break, sitting in my car recording because I don't really have anywhere to go. Unfortunately, I don't have an office right now, so I have to find a private space, and the only one I can find is my car. So hopefully I'll have another promotion come up and I'll have my own office. That way I can just record in my office and just kind of go from there. Because I know people look at me like, I've had people notice me in my car with the microphone between my crotch and I've got the laptop set up in my car recording, and people are looking at me like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely need an office for that. Oh, it's getting toward the later portions of this thing. Yeah, it's been taking a little while, but that's Boss Rush for you, I guess. It's definitely a longer event compared to the typical ones, and I mean, I didn't really struggle with this. I went with a pretty solid team selection, so I didn't really struggle too much, but it's definitely a little bit time consuming though. But you do get like 30 Dragon Stones per boss rush. Like you get 30 for boss rush 4, and then you get another 30 or 35 for boss rush 5. So I mean, if I remember correctly, I mean, you're getting a total of like 65 Dragon Stones. I mean, that's definitely worth it, Right now I think I have about 130 in Dragon Stones right now that I've saved up. So I'm definitely saving that for later tonight, and I'm probably gonna end up buying a bunch of Dragon Stones to use for the LR Dual Dokkan Festival. Just deciding how heavy I want to go, because I told myself last time, like, I don't necessarily need these cards, and I don't really need to dig deep. Like, I mean, right now I'm going through Boss Rush with a Super Saiyan 3 Category Team, and I'm not even really struggling, you know what I mean? So it's not like I need the newest cards every time, but I mean, those two cards are pretty badass though. I mean, and the fact that they're pretty much featured banner cards, I think that makes it worthwhile. Now, it really kind of raises the question that, you know, what's Bandai up to though? You know, in terms of pull rates, are they gonna make the pull rates good at 10% flat rate, or are they gonna do some skeezy, grimy little, you know, mechanic to where it's gonna be a little bit harder to pull those cards? I don't know, but I got a feeling once this banner comes up, everybody is going to be running those two LRs. I guarantee you pretty much my friends list and guest list is going to be filled with that shit. That's my guess anyway. But I mean, that's fine too, I guess. But one of the problems I do run into, speaking of which, is when I want to run this Super Saiyan 3 category team, every now and then I do have struggle finding a friend or a guest with the Bardic lead, because lately a lot of it's pretty much been, I'd say a good 50 to 60% of everyone in my friends and guest list is using the Tech Vegeta Blue. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's a solid unit, and it's definitely a worthwhile unit, but it's kind of tough when you don't have it yourself, and you don't necessarily need that lead, because you know the leader skill for that Vegeta Blue only applies if you go with the Rainbow Super Team, right? So I mean, it's not really ideal, because who are you going to pick for your leader? Like, I mean, the best you could do right now is I mean, I'd say you know, the physical Vegeta Blue or LR Kid Gohan, or if you're fortunate enough, you could use a LR Spirit Bomb Goku. I mean, that'd be great. I mean, I would have no problem with that, but that's not necessarily the case. I mean, I'm still like a couple 100 days away from that, so, you know, I'm just waiting my time for that. Alright, so it looks like I finally cleared the Boss Rush 4 State Super 3 event. That's kind of, you know, I know I talked over it a lot, but that's pretty much how this event went. Not too bad if you go with a pretty solid team. Obviously, I had a handicap and went with a really nice one, but that's pretty much it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. I know it was long as hell, but appreciate it. All right, peace out.